year. And each year, wildland firefighters battle to contain them, but they can't do it alone. For some communities, it's not a question of if wildfires strike, but when. And a single ember can travel more than 1 mile. As it twists and turns and floats through the air, that single ember can find its way to where you live and can ignite and destroy your home or your community. That single ember can be just as dangerous as the wildfire itself. You can't control where the ember will land, but you can control what happens when it does. You can take action now to prepare your home and your community for wildfire. Get fire adapted. Learn what you can do now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. Prepare, protect, prevail. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
Here at KXVS, broadcasting from Stone Tube Studios, is the voice of Stockton.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy Marcellus.
This is your girl RawNe.
It's Tim Hawley.
And Al X.
And we're coming at you with the KXVS
Morning Show.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and Shine 209. This is your morning show, KXVS Morning Show, with your hosts here, RawNe and Alex. Marcellus Flores will not be with us this morning, but we will have a guest later today, Wizzill, a local rap artist in our area. He will be coming in to share his music and all of the business that he does in the music industry here in the area. So, good morning to you guys. I hope everything is going well. It is 8:05 and rise and shine. So, I hope everybody had a really good evening yesterday. And that you guys are looking forward to a great weekend. It is Friday, so if you guys don't have any plans, there are plenty of things that you can do in the community. You can go to visitstockton.org and check out their website to see what they have going on, and the events pages and other information for events on Facebook community. So take a look. And I know that Tay Livingston is going to be having a comedy show at Cancun. If you guys remember, he was one of our guests recently, and he had shared the show that he brought to Cancun last month, and so now here he is in September. The date has come. He's bringing in his new show, and if you remember, another guest of ours, Ray Sean Townsend, aka
Ain't-ish.
I think that is such a hilarious name, but it's funny. Yeah, so he's going to be there as well, so you guys can check him out and what he's got going on. So for starters, we're going to go ahead and give you that top of the morning weather and traffic. So right now we're looking at 68 degrees in Stockton, and it's going to be a high of, I believe I saw, let's see, let me double check that really quickly because I see it says 60, but high of 85. And tomorrow's going to be a high of 88, but tonight is going to drop down to 57 degrees. So if anybody was out in the evening and you guys felt the temperature drop, I did, definitely going to need like a light sweater or a light jacket if you guys, aren't too partial to the 50s, the temperature in the 50s. Me personally, I prefer 70s.
Oh, yeah.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
I will do maybe the high 60s, but really 75 to 85 is like my comfortable range.
Yeah, you can still get out and be out without shivering and being too cold and teeth chattering and not having a good time. And then you're not sweating either. sweating your perm out and whatnot.
Yeah, I try not to put too many perms and curls in my hair.
Yeah, you don't strike me as somebody that does that.
Yeah, I don't take the time.
Is that what it is?
Unless like it's an event that I really need to. Yeah, I don't take the time because to me, I don't know. I'm just practical. I would prefer to use my time for other things, whether it be extra sleep. Maybe I want to go have like breakfast or sit around and just maybe listen to music. Just to wake up in the morning, do just little things, listen to music, dance, be
Right.
silly, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do something like that than to sit in front of a mirror and holding hairbrushes, curling irons, flat irons, blow dryers, you know, bobby pins, all these things.
Yeah,
I mean,
you go into your bathroom, it looks like I don't know, like a model shoot, like fashion show.
Yeah, and you know,
like
it takes up a lot of space. So, I mean, I'm just more practical, but not saying that it's not a beautiful thing, because for the ladies out there who do take the time to do it, you know, they look good, they look great, you know, and then that's
yeah. And I imagine when, like you said, when you're going to something like upscale and it really means something to you,
yeah,
you'll take that time. Yeah.
Puts the curls in the hair. Yeah, you know, I used to have perms. I used to rock the perms when I was in high school, though. I would have a perm and then use tons of like gel and mousse and hairspray, and I would have that. But yeah, now my hair is just virgin hair. I don't do anything with it. It just stays the way it does, and then
it's better for you.
Yeah, it's good. And the makeup, and I used to wear makeup like all the time, but when I went to the Army and in basic training, they confiscated everything that was considered contraband. You couldn't have any makeup. When I realized I could just live life and do things without it, I was completely fine. So when they gave it back, when we were leaving basic training to go off to our job training, I didn't really care to put it back on. I was like, I'm fine without it. And actually it saved me time in the morning.
Right.
I didn't have to wake up extra early to put makeup on. I was just like, I could get up maybe 20 minutes to the time I had to be in formation or something.
So after basic training, you can pretty much dress how you want. Well, not dress how you want, but like makeup and stuff like that.
Right. You get the privilege of having your makeup back.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I always assumed you could get none of that.
No, but they do have guidelines as to how you can wear it. It has to be natural looking. Mm-hmm. You can't wear like a dramatic makeup because it detracts from like your natural self, as you know, in uniform.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't care for it, and you know, still to this day, I really don't wear too much, but I'll wear it here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine after doing it for so long, you just, like you said, you become accustomed to feeling good within yourself without all the makeup, the time needed, and all that stuff.
To do other things,
yeah. And it helps that you don't really need it, I think.
I think it does help that I don't need it. But there's a lot of women out there who, I had to hesitate because I was like, maybe there are some people who do need it.
Well, they feel like they do. I mean,
they feel like they do, but there might be some people who do need it for particular reasons of, say, they have like maybe scars on their face and they really would rather not show that.
Just tattoos.
And also face birthmarks.
Oh yeah,
I have family members who have. I never knew this about one of my family members, that they had this big black birthmark around their eye, and I remember the first time seeing this family member after holidays we all sleep over the house, so. Wake up and I'm like, whoa, what is that? I thought like she got beat up or something happened, and I had to ask.
Family fight?
Yeah, she said, no, that's my birthmark. And I was like, I don't ever see it. She was like, yeah, I put makeup on it. I was like, wow. And that was kind of like the first time I ever realized and saw the magic of makeup, so to speak, other than just, you know, having to use it for beauty purposes. They actually used it for other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same beauty, but still. Some people rock it. Some people rock their birthmarks. I don't know how it is for guys, because guys get birthmarks on their face like that too. They don't really go around covering it up.
I had a guy I went to high school with, and he had one underneath his chin. That was pretty big.
That's interesting.
And yeah, he really didn't care.
Well, guys, it's different for guys, you know.
Yeah.
Although there were some guys in high school that did wear makeup. They would use concealer for their pimples and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. It was really strange.
I don't think I've ever put on makeup.
I was really shocked by that anyways. But yeah. So, but for the good weather and for that kind of weather and, you know, people losing their curls from humidity or anything of that nature, that won't be happening.
You know, windbreaker jackets.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yes. That's that type of weather. Or the very, very light little knit jackets or something like that.
I have a jean jacket this morning. I brought like a jean jacket, so something light, nothing too heavy.
Yeah, and then you can put on like another layers, like you were saying. I know women love layers.
You do. I love layers. Yes.
I hate layers, like for myself. because I'm a hot body. Like,
yeah.
I hate it. That's
so
why
you're already trying to peel off layers that you don't have.
right. Yeah, like sometimes I'll wake up from sweating at night and stuff like that. So layers can be a pain.
Yeah, but no, they can be a pain, I guess, for those who don't really want or need them for those hot-blooded. But then again, they wouldn't probably dress in layers if they already are like that. So
right.
Yeah.
So moving forward, give you a little bit update on the traffic because there is some heavy traffic right now. North California Street from about East Alpine to I say the 4 is slow and go right now. But that's between the 4 and the 5 are right there. So people are headed to work. On that street, there's school, the hospital. So just pay attention to that. There are some accidents on 99 that stopped between Holman Road and East Fremont. There is an accident. There's a traffic collision, unknown injuries. They're waiting on the tow truck right now.
Where's that at?
That is on 99 between Holman Road and East Fremont Street.
Okay.
So just be prepared for that. If you have to get over there, maybe take the regular streets to get past that traffic before you get back on the freeway. Because right now it is stopped traffic. It's not slow and go. It is stopped in that section. Also, more traffic accidents over on 5 between March Lane and Country Club. There's 2 accidents. This one was
March Lane and Country Club. March Lane area Country Club. So with that's I-5, those 2, maybe it's that particular intersection.
Yeah.
That might be congesting.
It's the Alpine off-ramp is blocked.
Oh, man. People got to get to school over there.
Yeah. At least 3 vehicles are in this accident as of about 30 minutes ago. So it might be cleared up now. We don't have an update. Caltrans has not updated the information. But if you know you have to go that way, maybe go another exit up and then come back. Because you're going to be dealing with that as soon as you get to the off-ramp, because the off-ramp is blocked. So just be prepared for that. But other than that, there's just the normal traffic congestion right now. You have over in front of Charter Way, headed to I-5, a little slow and go. West March Lane over by Stagg High School, a little slow and go, but it's still 8 o'clock. Kids are still being dropped off late. Some people are still going to work. Country Club headed towards I-5 as far out as Oxford Way is a little slow and go. West Alpine Street headed to I-5 from Marine Avenue is also slow and go. And West March Lane between Rosemary Lane and North Pershing, a little slow and go. So be mindful of the time you have to get to work or any other things you're doing today or this morning, and take the time. No need to rush. No need to rush. We want you back safe for your family and your friends. That is Weather and Traffic, brought to you by Handmade Soap. Anyone can do it. It just takes time.
Deep by you know me. Okay, we're going to get ready to go to a quick little break, and we'll see you when we come back with our horoscope and daily quotes.
The off-season is the best time to take advantage of huge grants to change out your fireplace or old wood stove with something cleaner and get your EPA-certified wood or pellet-fueled device registered before the next season begins. From the Valley Air District, this is your Healthy Air Living Report. Incentives are still available for Valley residents to receive $1,000 and low-income residents to receive $25.
Hope guides me.
It is what gets me through the day and especially the night. The hope that after you're gone from my sight, it will not be the last time I look upon you.
And we're back. Welcome back to Rise and Shine 209, KXVS Morning Show with your girl RawNe and Alex. We will have a special guest shortly, Wizzill, who is a local rap artist. It is 8:25 right now, and we are going to bring you our quotes, daily instructions, and our horoscope. So let's go ahead and start with the daily quote. So the daily quote is by Scott Adams, and Scott Adams is he's an author who wrote the book. I thought it's actually kind of a funny name for the book, but he wrote, where did it go? Author of How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big.
Yeah. You had mentioned that. I like the title of that because I think we all have those times.
So if you guys get a chance to go check that out, I mean, author, the book is called How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big. So his quote is, remember, there's no such thing as a small act of kindness. Every act creates a ripple with no logical end.
Wow. Okay.
That's one way of looking at it from his perspective, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No logical end, yeah. Because you never know what's really going to happen.
Right. With anything, I would imagine. If you want to... Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he has this other one which I thought was kind of hilarious. It says, there's nothing more dangerous, but it's so true. There's nothing more dangerous than a resourceful idiot. Because heaven forbid you get a resourceful person who, is just basically just an idiot. He's just like looking for all the wrong reasons to do something, looking for all the schemes, looking for all the, loopholes. Not saying that's totally a bad thing, but still, if they're an idiot in the process of doing it, it's like, dang, man, just get away from that person. That's a whole lot of drama. But what's our daily instructions? Oh wait, no. Let me do the horoscopes first.
Okay.
Because then we get those out of the way.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. If you guys have, I don't see you guys saying anything whether you want particular horoscopes to be read or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with Virgo. Virgo, this is still your season. You got about 10 more days left or so. No, I would say about 8 more days or so.
I want 10.
You want 10?
Can I have 10?
Yeah, maybe the Libras who come in they have some Virgo traits because they're closer to the cusp. So the Virgo still might be extending into Libra.
Because of what, the 23rd, right? Is the last?
It's a
22nd?
21st or 22nd is the first day of fall.
Okay, I think it's 22nd when the last day of the Virgo season.
And then that is also the last day of Virgo season, right?
Yeah.
So
so you're right.
Yeah. Getting into Libra, fun energy. Okay, so to our
very own Alyssa Love. She has a birthday next week on the 21st.
Oh.
So happy early birthday to her.
Happy birthday.
Just popped up on my feed.
And then, I'll have to take a look and see who else we have that are having birthdays.
How did this get on my feed?
It's on your feed?
No,
your birthdays.
My calendar is synced to something, so I have.
So her birthday's on the calendar.
I have this home buyers workshop that's being offered next Friday at my church, at Eastside Church of God in Christ. So if you're looking to get information on your first home to purchase and how to go through that, here's a workshop that you can attend.
That'd be a great workshop, and then you guys can follow up with Himiko Siddiqui.
Right.
I have a friend named Mihoko, so sorry about that. Himiko and Mihoko. All the letters are in different places, but yeah. So Virgos, if there's anything you're astrologically equipped for, it's listening. You're a born counselor, and your sympathy and wisdom know no bounds. You'll be putting those traits to good use over the weekend and helping a lot of loved ones with them too. Of course, this isn't a first. You've been that person others turn to for a long time. Just don't get so good at counseling you forget about your own needs. It makes me think about your friend and the event that you're going to be going to and things of that nature.
That's a crazy horoscope because of the conversation I was having with a grandmother yesterday about sacrificing versus serving.
That sounds like a good conversation.
Yeah, and I've been dealing with that struggle.
I don't know. I can't hear mine. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, and so it kind of hits home because I'm dealing with, moving forward with my life
Your
and
life.
things I want to do.
Yes.
Versus helping those that have needed my help.
Which is why I was really happy the conversation that we all had yesterday, because that's the energy I got from it. Because of other conversations we've had in the past about certain things and like the directions our lives are going and things of that nature. So when we had that conversation yesterday amongst our crew, I thought that was amazing and awesome, because I was like, that was like a step in that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I gathered from it.
It's I think it's time.
Absolutely.
Things are going to suffer, but it's time. It's time. I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, and I'm excited for you because I mean, it always takes like that initial step, that energy to put it there. But when you are one to put the needs of other people first, it is hard to say, okay, I'm gonna put me first this time.
Right.
It is hard.
I assume that you're the same way.
Yes, I am very much the same way.
Yeah.
I'm Leo with Virgo traits, so I'm closer to the Virgo cusp. But I'm a Leo with Virgo traits, and I do have that way about me. Leos are big-hearted people. They always want to help out, but then you got.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, the satisfaction you get from making strides in your life, kind of get the same satisfaction when you see others have those same strides when you've helped them along.
Yeah, because I feel like the energy that I've infused in and combined with in meeting people's lives and being part of that, whether it be for a little bit or a long time, that I could invoke inspiration and motivation and encouragement to go for yours, do what you do, but yeah, and that is kind of also part of my numbers as far as like the numerology thing goes, because when Darius was here and was doing the numbers, since my day of birth, the 2 and the 1 to 3 is the I, the U, and the we. So it's first, it's an I, but mine really is the we for everybody. So 1 is the I, what they do for themselves. 2 is the we, and it's like, but then I'm a 3, so it's the we as far as like, or for others. Basically, it's like there's a me, there's a them, but then I function better, and I like to serve others. I do for us.
Yeah.
A we type of thing. So yeah. But I'm excited. That sounds like a really great conversation. So man, you must get some really awesome wisdom from your grandma, especially it was on her birthday. So
yeah, we're similar, because our birthdays are 2 days apart. So
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So she's almost like a best friend to you in a way too.
Yeah. She was growing up. I was always over there. She was the one I'd always talk to, because me and my mom didn't have a necessarily close relationship. So yeah, we've always been able to kind of give each other secrets that others don't know. So it's been good.
That's awesome. That's absolutely amazing to be able to have an elder
and I can talk to her,
get wisdom that way.
I can talk to her how I want for the most part without her getting offended.
Right.
Because she knows that where I'm coming from is a good place.
And that's a beautiful thing that she sees that and allows you to express naturally.
Well, yeah,
without having to be censored.
Virgos don't really
have a sense.
Yeah, we can come off pretty harsh.
Oh, and so she is the same energy. So what you're saying is that she understands.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay, Leos, if you know you should get into contact with a certain someone, do it sooner rather than later. Over the next few days, even the most routine conversations will be difficult to arrange. Hey, it's a great day. Why not spend it on the phone or with someone you've been wanting to get together with? Take this opportunity while you can, because it won't last forever. I like that. Sounds like a plan. Let's choose a random one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Choose a number 1 through 12. It should be 13, but I don't remember what that new one is. They really brought back that other month, so now there is actually another sign.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, but that's okay. For now.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. You can't keep changing stuff on us.
Yeah. So besides, pick a number except for 8 and 9.
You asking me?
Leo, Virgo, yeah.
7.
Okay. That's Libra, and they're coming in. That's actually perfect because Libras, we're going to be coming into Libra's energy.
Yeah.
So Libras, you guys, you're next up on stage in the horoscope spotlight. So we'll be reading yours for the next month soon. But your horoscope today says, a dear one who's been trying to handle a tough situation alone will finally work up the courage to come to you and ask you for your help. No fair scolding them for not asking sooner. So again, I'm going to say no fair scolding them for not asking sooner, even if you really want to. Listen to them, do what you can, and make it clear by your response that next time they can come to you as soon as the fireworks start, not after the oohs and ahs. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like don't get mad at them because they did come to you, you know, but next time just let them know, like, come to me sooner than later.
Yeah.
That way, you know, you're not stressing out or whatever.
I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm going to use your word, energy that they give off when somebody comes at them and doesn't come at them the way they felt like, or the time frame.
Timing frame. It's not the right time.
And then once you do that, then normally people are going to be like, all right, well, I'm not going to come to you again.
Right.
And so then those people may not go to somebody, and then something could happen because they held it in for themselves to try to figure out.
And that's because they got scolded. So, and that goes for anybody, really, not just Libras, but you know, thank you astrology.com for providing that to us. But that goes for anybody who feels like, okay, somebody came to me too late. Okay, yes, you want to scold them, but if you really take the time to just listen first really quickly, and because it could be very important, you don't want to discourage anybody who's like actually actively seeking help in a matter. And if you're the one that they're coming to and you feel that you can help them, it's best to just go ahead and help them out first and then have that conversation of scolding or like, hey, come to me, do it later. And, you know, that goes for most people across the board.
Yeah,
a lot of people will be quick to, why? Da-da-da-da. It's like, okay, that's not the conversation I really want to have right now because I'm really coming to you because I really need some help. So if you can just listen to what I'm saying and like, we can get back to that.
Yeah. And it ends up being something about you than the person coming to you. Like, yeah, they came to you.
Yeah.
Finally. And,
yeah.
you know,
and some people have a hard time even reaching out for help.
Yeah.
So if it's a person like that, you definitely don't want to put them in a situation where it's kind of like, oh.
Like, well, I'll do it myself then.
Don't do that. Don't do that. And our daily instructions. We have.
The daily instruction, September 15th, Friday. It is 8:38. When receiving a performance review, ask what you do best.
Ask what you do best. Okay, say it again. When receiving a performance review,
ask what you do best.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good advice because sometimes people will, when you're performing for anything, whether it's at work and you're giving a speech or you're giving a presentation, or if you're on stage dancing, singing, speaking, if you're putting an event together, whatever the case may be, it's nice to be able to get that positive feedback so you know what you are doing right and you can continue to do that same thing or improve on it. But a lot of people are, you know, real quick to give that negative, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You know, they're real quick to give that negative feedback. Whoa. So it's good to ask for the positives. I see your face on something for the weekend. We're not going to be here on the weekend. We should just read it.
Want me to read it?
Yeah, because we're not going to be here. So this is daily guidance for the weekend, guys.
And I'm going to read it now, and I will repeat this before we leave. This is a good one. So for the weekend, never make someone a priority who only makes you an option.
Ooh. Yes, read that one again. Ladies and gentlemen.
Never make someone a priority.
Never make someone a priority.
Who only makes you an option.
Who only makes you an option. So many people have that backwards. Yeah. I used to be like that. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you know, I think we have to be honest with ourselves.
Until I woke up to myself and I was like, really, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Really, what are you doing? It's like a lot better being single than to be dealing with somebody trying to like help them out, make that priority, and you know.
And I think that's what you can take someone out input. Never make anything a priority that could only be an option. I mean, a lot of things that we put in front that are serious aren't really that serious when you really look at it, the grand scheme of things. So just, be mindful of who you are and your worth. And regardless of how long you've known somebody,
think about that. Am I an option right now? Exactly. Am I really making them a priority when they don't make me a priority?
Yeah.
If I'm not a priority, then they should not be a priority, because that's the reciprocation in all of it.
Yeah, and it's not saying don't ever interact with these people.
Of course not.
Just change the interaction. Because if you're giving 110% and they're only giving 90, that's not really good reciprocation for a good relationship, regardless if it's friendship, a serious, intimate, or work related.
Yeah.
So just be mindful of who you are and your worth.
Yeah. We're going to get ready to have our special guest come in shortly, but really quickly, we've been talking about a few things that we found some articles that had mentioned about smartphones being, an issue in the bedroom.
Yes.
Not recently, but a while back, they've done studies how television is a hindrance and can be a problem in the bedroom. And so I'm curious to know what it says about these smartphones, because just looking at this particular article for the Huffington Post, the HuffPost Sleep and Wellness, 7 bedroom behaviors that could be killing your marriage. Basically, it tells about how if you go to bed at different times, that can be killing it, because you don't get that bedroom, that pillow talk.
Right.
You don't get that time together to unwind with each other, to say, how was your day? Are you okay? Did something bother you? You miss those things about checking on your partner and checking, and allowing yourself to see, are they checking on you? Do they care about
what kind of conversations are you having?
Yeah.
I mean, do you have,
if any at all?
Right. The pillow talk is probably important.
Very important. I think it's one of the most important conversations in anybody's relationship or marriage if they live together.
And what should it consist of because you've been married before?
I've been married before.
Well,
yes.
what should, in your experience, when you look at what you went through and your wisdom from it now, what do you think pillow talk should entail? Everything
and anything under the sun. However, I have to say I'm a bit goofy. I'm a really goofy, and I will laugh in the middle, and I just talk some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm unwinding.
Yeah.
I'm unwinding, and things will trigger me, and then I'll say those things that really I can't say throughout the day, or some things that are just silly opinions or whatever, and I try not to upset when I was, but obviously we didn't work out. But it was because we were, we were different, and things were different. So
life happens.
But yeah, you talk about everything and anything under the sun, and your partner should allow you to do that, just to be yourself.
And what about?
And you vice versa.
Should kids be in that conversation? Bills and stuff like that. Should that be part of it? Or should it be?
It can be.
Okay.
Because if it's on your mind, that's what you need to unwind.
That's the time for you to discuss
everything that's on your mind. To just say, hey, this is the time I have with you. If we can't really talk more about it right now, let's make sure. If you're, say, for example, the bills. I got to go pay the PG&E bill. It was a little bit more than last month or a few months ago, or whatever the case may be, and we need to talk about the finances on it, and maybe somebody's looking at going to apply for HEAP or something to get that bill paid because it was way too high and they couldn't do it, so they need to go apply for HEAP. Yeah, it's a time you say, hey, I need this and this from you. Well, in the morning I'll make sure I get that from you, and then you can move on to other things, daily things that have happened. But yeah, I think everything and anything should be at that time available for talking about. Being inconsiderate of your spouse's schedule is another thing that kills marriages and relationships. And saying nothing or very little to each other before going to bed. So, yeah, say nothing or very little to each other before bed. That's terrible. Yeah, because then it's just it's kind of one of those things where you don't go to bed mad at the end of the day. You don't go to bed in a negative energy at the end of the day. So, saying very little, it's kind of like one of those things where there's no bonding. It just goes back to that not bonding. Communication is everything, you know? It helps with the bonding process. So we were talking about priorities. We were talking about being a priority versus an option type thing. So number 4 on this list says prioritizing screen time over quality time with the spouse.
So is that watching TV
so
versus
this would be, yes, do yourself a favor and escort your smartphone out. So screen time, we're talking any kind of screen, the computer screen, the laptop, the tablet, the smartphones, the computers, you know, everything, any monitor that you have. Self-grooming in bed. Who does that? Who self-grooms in bed? What is...
like sitting in bed brushing your hair, maybe?
Right, but don't you... I wouldn't want to brush my hair in the bed. But some people do, I guess. I don't know.
But you don't... Wait a minute now. You're not... Or would you consider yourself super feminine?
Save the grooming regimen for the bathroom. So what's super feminine? Diva feminine? Because I'm kind of a tomboy, but as far as like super feminine goes, I can't really say that I am, but I'm feminine. I'm not super feminine.
Exactly.
But I have my pickiness about things.
But saying you're a tomboy answers a question because certain things you're not really tripping about, and because you're a tomboy.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
But like, what do people do in bed that would be self-grooming?
Prepping and priming themselves. You know, a lot of
that's different because if you have rollers and curlers in your hair, and yeah, sometimes you got to brush out the sections to get it right, and you know, if you're twisting it up and you know, whatever. Okay, but I can see doing that in bed though.
Right. Because the other partner might not like it.
Exactly right.
You know,
like, oh, your hair's in my face. Can you know?
But I think some of these things that you're starting to say, people need to kind of chill out a little bit. I mean, you could still talk if you're just sitting there like doing your hair. You can still have these conversations. You can still be, you know, you can still rubbing her legs. You know,
interactive.
Yeah, you can still do some of that. So it might not be fully what you want, but you can still get some of it out of it. I've never been married, so maybe I'm just speaking. You know, some crazy place. Right. But I would compromise. I think that's what most married couples say. Compromise. So
I definitely wouldn't want anybody brushing their teeth in bed. That's for sure.
Yeah. Or doing brush your teeth, picking your nails.
Clipping your nails, clipping your toenails. Go over the garbage can, the toilet, something. Like, go outside with that. Not in bed, please. You know,
one thing I don't really mind, but it's annoying.
It mentions it right here where it says then a piece of toe or fingernail hit me in the face or flies across the room and bounces off the wall because he's like, you know, clean. But men do that, I've noticed. They'll just clip their nails anywhere. Anywhere. You're like, that's me. You're not the only one. However,
I will say this. I am very mindful when I get with someone.
Oh, that's nice.
I am very mindful. Already, you know, I was raised by a woman, so I already put the toilet seat down and stuff like that. Right. But yeah, that's guy stuff. We're a little.
It's like, whatever. It is what it is. We're just gonna do it because I got to get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you should, knowing your significant other doesn't like that, you know, you go to the bathroom, like you said. Yeah. If it's all about compromise. Yeah. Even the little things, I think. It is true.
Compromise. You do got to compromise for things. And, you know, when you love a person, you're sharing life with them. Those things, I guess, to a point doesn't matter. But if it does matter to the other, your significant other, it should matter to you. And you should make that compromise because it matters to them. No matter how stupid it may be to you. Because I've learned that if it really matters, it makes a big deal. You know, those are the little things. But yeah, putting physical intimacy on the back burner, going to bed angry, those are the others that can also be killing your relationship. But let's hear more about this smartphone article.
So what they were saying here is that McQuarrie research says condom sales are falling at Church and Dwight because young people are having less sex because they're distracted by their mobile phones. Church and Dwight owns Trojan. They're trying to use digital advertising to try and get young people off their phones and using Trojan condoms.
Oh my goodness.
That's pretty funny. The mega brand company stock is down nearly 24% since January. They're saying millennials have different priorities.
They really do. It seems like.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're close to the same age, so I would say we have sort of the same experience with like the 80s and the 90s and stuff like that. So we did a lot of playing around as far as like getting into different characters. Creating different little scenes and stuff like that. But what we didn't have was access to video equipment.
They had the old school video camera type
right,
stuff.
But was your parents going to let you take a VHS camera outside and go record with your friends all the time? Not really.
Yeah. Well, we had ours out all the time.
Oh.
And I actually was the one always like with it.
Okay.
And the reason was because I would watch the home videos that other family members would do. And they would be so shaky and move so much. And so I would study their videos and I'd be like, you know what? I can make that better. I can do that better. And so I would make sure, like, when I would go around, I'd really be careful. And because I'm thinking about when we go back to watch it. I don't want people to get dizzy and sick. And,
right.
So,
And see,
but
there was a time frame. Like, you didn't have the camera with you 24/7.
Right. No, they were bulky. Too
right.
Big,
so you'd have an opportunity to do it and then have an opportunity to do other things to satisfy time, experiences, or whatnot. Here, they have a video camera, accessible 24/7. So it's the draw to take a video, to record something, because we like to do that. We were at the age where it was starting to be introduced, and the availability was becoming more and more prevalent. So we were doing it, but not to this extent because we didn't have the access. I think the access is there now, and it's just too much of a draw not to take a video here and there, post a selfie, and do this and that. So yeah, I think priorities have changed because access to different things are available now. But man, are you telling me that people aren't having sex because they want to take selfies and watch and videos that are being streamed?
I'm telling you, yes. I recently had a relationship, and the both of us actually did a lot with our phones as far as like working and because social media, all that stuff. So, but yeah. There would just be times where it's just like, hey, leave me alone, leave me alone. I'm doing something. It's because like you're just so engrossed in it, and then it's like you're already comfortable. You're in a place where it's like you're not sitting at the computer. You found a new way. People find new ways to get comfortable instead of sitting in those chairs, and they have the ergonomically incorrect position, and they're slumped over. Well, now they're laying in their beds. Now they're laying in their beds against the pillow, against the wall, sitting up in bed. They have their phones. They're doing their work. They're doing their they got their laptops, their books all sprawled out, whatever it is. Yeah, you really, when you're in that mode and mindset, you're not in the mindset of let me relax and release my inhibitions, and you're kind of like, hey, I'm focused on like getting the proper thing to say here,
Yeah, or getting this, liking this video.
Yeah, or liking this video, or like, oh, I really want to see what the outcome of this show is, or there's a new show and like, let's check it out, and oh, you want to watch this with me, and it's just like instead of sitting there snuggling, cuddling, and getting into some other stuff, hey, let's watch this show. Okay.
And one thing you had said when we first started this conversation off air was that people do actually get distracted by a TV screen when they're in the mood, or the mood is about to begin. And I just couldn't believe it, but yeah. And when I think about it, I've been in those situations. And what I said to you was that maybe the reason that you're being distracted so easily when you're getting things going is because that getting going ain't good.
That could be it too.
So maybe if you're going to
double whammy.
So here's an idea: if you're going to watch videos instead of interacting with your significant other intimately, how about watch videos on how to be a better lover?
Yes, and or
better partner.
Yeah, and or some people will put porn on, just to help stimulate
and that
situation.
Can help. I mean, hey, all I'm saying is you don't have to be separate on your phones. You can interact together if you want to have the phones. I mean,
well, at least try if that be the case. But I think a lot of people are so distracted and they don't even think about that. I don't think they even know to say, hey, let's communicate. I really want you right now. I really want to, have some, intimate time with you. Can you put your phone away?
Yeah. Or put something on that we can both
It's almost
watch.
like, you're asking me to put my phone down?
Yeah.
Like, wow, how dare you?
Exactly.
But some people are like, no, like, oh, let me just finish my show. Give me a response like that, and I'll be like, good night.
Yeah.
Good night. I don't even, if that's your priority right now, you go ahead on with that.
We'll take a
I will
cold
see
shower.
you in the morning. Yeah, I'm just like, that's not cool. But a lot of people don't realize that having a TV or their smartphones, if they don't know how to monitor their use of it, and when it comes time to having these moments, know how to put them away, yeah, it's going to interfere. It's going to be a problem.
But then, I think a lot, not a lot, but I'm just thinking of reasons people leave it on. Maybe some use it as background noise.
Oh, yeah. That's different, though. I think that's different. If I were to use a TV as background noise, I would put a blanket or sheet or something over it, some kind of tapestry, so that you're not watching the actions of what's...
Of course you would say tapestry. Oh, that is hilarious.
This nice piece of version. Yeah, like just put something over it where it's you're not
you get
actually
the noise but not the visual.
Right, you're not getting distracted by the visual, because that's our mind. Like we have the gift of sight, so if our eyes are able to see, and then you're just kind of like, well, of course have that TV. But
My whole thing is nobody's putting on music anymore. I mean,
TV has music now.
Well, you can put music on the TV, but I mean,
people don't think about that.
I hear a lot of people talk about their relations and well, not the act, but like the mood setting. Yeah, a lot of people don't. I thought everybody listened to music. No.
Well, I don't. After I had learned that a TV is a distraction, I was like, nope, never again am I going to have a TV in the bedroom.
You have a radio.
Radio's different. And now we have our phones where we can put
music on your phone.
Yeah.
Like there's interaction with your phone. You don't have to necessarily interact with it.
Right.
Turn it on, put it down, and play hopscotch.
Well, we're going to get ready, take a little break, and when we come back, we'll have our special guest, Wizzill Will, in the house. All right. See you in a moment with your KXVS morning show, Rise and Shine 209.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics,
I'm under her spell. I'm begging, yes.
And welcome back, everybody. Rise and Shine 209. It's your girl, RawNe, in the house on your KXVS morning show here in Stockton, California. And we have our guest in the house. We have our local rap artist, Wizzill Will.
Good morning, Stockton.
Hey, with Alex with us. And our albums that we're going to be sharing from him that he brought in. You guys saw the promo that had a few pictures on there, and a couple of the pictures were those of the album covers. However, so today we have with us, and you'll see in rotation through the screenshots, you'll see his Hustle and Grow album already packaged, ready to go, hot off the press for you guys to get. Nutrients for the soul, and also Will out of the jar. So, how are you doing? Welcome.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Great. I'm so glad you can make it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh man, so good. You know, we've talked and hit each other up, you know, for music and things of that nature through social media and whatnot. And I've seen your music in rotation and you know, just being filtered through out and around. So it's nice to finally have it here and put in rotation as I started this morning. So we have 2 songs of yours that have already been in rotation today. And so once we can get these uploaded, we're going to go ahead and have those also in rotation and edited. Of course, you guys know we got to keep it clean. And so you'll still get his music, but an edited version so that, you know, the content is, you know, decent for the all age viewers, and that we are adhering to our guidelines and rules and regulations of having no cussing and things. Yeah. So, but you're still going to get the gist of it. You're still going to get those great beats, those great flows, his style. You're going to get those messages that he's putting out there in the music. So I'm sure you guys can fill in the blank like a Mad Lib. Yeah. So welcome. If you guys don't know anything about Wizzill Will, I'm going to let him just off top tell you who he is and, you know where he's from.
Oh, okay. My real name's William, so obviously Wizzill Will is just, a lot of people would just say Wizzill, you know, call me that name. So I just went with it. It's been like a moniker for, I don't know, probably almost 2 decades, you know. So,
Right. So it's been with you. Yeah,
and then what got me started with rap, I mean, I've always, when people ask me, like, you know, what's your heritage? And I'm like, well, you know, I'm my father's Italian, my mom's Mexican, but my culture has always been hip hop.
American.
You know, right. You know, like,
this is the one culture America has created and produced to the world. Hip hop. It grew and was born from America, so straight American. And, and it's been adopted by the world, such as jazz. So yeah,
it's a good way to put it, though. I like
so
that.
You know, like growing up, always, you know, like I got a sister 10 years older, and in the 80s, shooting me their tapes or whatever. And it was like Run DMC, some BC Boys, and Houdini was popular at the time, so that just stuck with me.
Big Daddy Kane.
But also at the same time, you know, they feeding me Madonna and some country
Prince,
music. So
Michael
Jackson. I got a lot of that. Like, you might hear different sounds in my music, but like I've seen a Garth Brooks concert, a Tool concert, you know, a lot of rock and different shows, like a lot of oldie shows. It's just like, so I soaked up a lot of music, and then watching the older movies, I said, you know, I want to do this DJ thing. Everybody wanted to be a DJ in the 80s, you know, not the rapper, the DJ.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Begged for turntables. It was just a little cheap plastic, you know, whatever. I was trying to scratch the 45s or whatever. So, you know, I finally got my own turntables in the late 90s. I bought them from a friend. He always DJ'd, and I still have them to this day.
Nice.
They're really old. I got to put the
needles, you need to get some new ones.
Put the little coin on top, keep the name from scratching. But so you know, after that, I was like, you know, getting to high school, people always freestyling, doing their thing or whatever. So it's like, you know, okay, we're doing this at the parties or something like that. So I got into it a little bit more towards the end of high school. I had this girl gave me this karaoke machine. You could put one tape in, record on the other one.
Oh, nice.
Echo effect, you know, you wanted to sound almost like pre-auto tune, you know what I mean?
Pre-auto tune. So
straight up. Any tape we get, we'd have the instrumental, we'd make something to it. Actually, like, try to, you know, write a specific song or something. put the tape over it so you could record on the other ones, and we'd like blot out all the ink with nail polish remover and something so that we could pass them out and it wouldn't say the other person's name on it, you know. So like we went pretty far with it, played them at the high school basketball games and stuff, but you know, it was like a fun thing to do. You know, and then at that time, it was like if you had anything on CD in the 90s, it was like, wow, you made it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was
Exactly.
That's a new wave. That's a new age thing.
Yeah, I couldn't even burn a CD
Right.
until like the year 2000. So it was like, oh man, I seen people start doing that, and it's like I had these tapes. There was a couple of my friends like, oh, I don't even have a tape player no more. It's like, oh,
Right.
yeah.
People got rid of what is that? You
Yeah,
know,
so it was like, you know, and then things happen. You're working, and you know, you settle down and stuff like that, and I had been just doing that for a long time. And then I had got some time off where it was like I never gave it up. I used to just sit there with a pen and pad or something and just was stacking them up. And I was like, well, what's the point of that? You know, a couple friends telling me like, you know, oh man, I like it. You know, you're pretty good. It's like, well, what's the point of that? It's just like nobody's hearing it. So I just decided one day, I'm going to try and just record something. I could see online.
what programs were you using at that time? So when you started to record, what program were you looking at?
I was just Pro Tools.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like
Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
Loops,
pretty much. Yeah, I was just like, man, let me find some instrumentals and actually kind of create a song instead of just writing to thin air and matching it to something.
Yeah.
So I even have a song where it says like, you know, those commercials, you know, like, man, pick up the phone, dial whatever, you know, you sitting at home, you know, watching Maury, because I was like, I had, you know, I've been working so
Call in
long,
now.
and I had got some time off. My father passed away, and I took some work leave, and then my daughter was born, so it was like, you know, I just was like someone there at home with her. So
Nice.
I finally had some time off and was like, let me do this.
Yeah.
You know, so I did. I just Googled one day, no, who can record in Stockton? And it was like multiple records. Shout out Defiant the Giant.
Hey,
His
shout
name
out.
popped up. You know, a couple other ones.
Yeah.
So I called some. He picked up, and I was like, yeah, how you know, I want to record, you know, and it's pretty much like that. Just like those how the story goes.
About
you
what
know?
year was that?
I think that was 2013.
2013. Okay.
So
yeah,
I
nice.
started, I think I recorded like 35 songs in a year and a half, and I put out that Out the Jar. It was kind of like, you know, like a debut, like, you know, like I'm coming out with this music and like trying to at the same time like represent what I am. Like I feel like I'm like a definitely an advocate for marijuana. I'm, you know, that word legal on this radio.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It exists in the world. So yeah.
So it's like, you know, that's what everyone kind of know me by. And then at the same time, when you kind of, like, I used to be an apartment manager, and when you smoke weed, it's kind of hard to be yourself and then be a professional. So it was like, you know, now with it being legal, and you know, I knew this day was coming. Like, I had these conversations in high school with the parents and things like that, and it's like, you know, it's like, come on, I know this day's coming.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It you know, I think it's less than alcohol because I ran
agree.
into trouble
Yeah.
with that when I was young. You know,
You don't
Yeah,
find your body
exactly.
deteriorating like people's bodies do with alcohol.
Right. You know, well, mine was. I mean, I wasn't a heavy drinker. It's just when I did, I wanted to go out, get pulled over.
Oh,
Right.
You know, so it's like
right.
2 of those, I'm done. I still have nightmares about getting them.
Yeah, I have one
Trust
myself,
that,
and
yeah.
I never forget about it.
So it's like, you know, and so I've always been the advocate for it. You know, even back then, it's kind of logical. You think about medication and stuff like that. Like people were doing this, and you know, I'm probably in my late teens. You know, kind of pushing those ideas a little bit, and people are like, oh, you know, you're gonna get arrested. It doesn't matter what it was, and this and that. And it's like not with with the way it is today. It was like, how can I represent myself musically so that people get the idea? Like, because I think the art of the CDs and stuff, you know, they kind of get pushed aside. Like everything's digital, and you just get that one picture. So it's like I had at least 3 pictures
per song
on the
per
inside
album.
that they could get an idea. So it's like on that one, you open it up, you got a picture of me. Kind of the title's like, you know, here I am out the jar. You know what I mean? It's like kind of get that concept. And
I mean, that used to be, you know, I remember when I was younger and going through the CDs, you go buy a CD, you put it in,
And you're looking
then
at
you're
the-
looking at the
Yep.
artwork, you're reading
The
something.
lyrics.
Hopefully the lyrics are in there.
Yeah,
You
I love
used to
that
do
part
all
about
that.
it.
Nowadays, it's like one simple piece of paper.
Man, I just bought that Premeditated on Monday. Like, I'm a collector, so
nice.
It's like I'm OCD. If it comes out, I'm like there on Fridays. If they don't have it, I'll call first, you know, like, make sure you guys got it. Or I'm at Best Buy, and if they don't have it, I got to run to Rasputin.
You like the hard copy.
Right.
You like because you like to get the artwork and everything that's so. I'm so glad that you actually mentioned that you picked up Premeditated, because I like it. I wanted to find out what was your favorite song, or if you have a favorite song on that particular album, because it's brand new. Brother Lynch Hung and Ren the Heat Monster, who Ren the Heat Monster is from Stockton. They have a big gangster following, but that's what they do, and that's who they tailor to. And you know, they still have that craft, and they own it. They're empowered. They go, you know. So they just dropped this album. I think Ren, he hasn't had one for a while, but you know, bringing this one out and then doing it big at that with Brother Lynch Hung. You know, it's getting a lot of play, and it's a lot of noise around it. And so when you had put up, you copped your copy, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna ask him. So
yeah, I like the NorCal one first of all.
I do like NorCal too.
The Ride on Them was,
I
was
like
stuck
Ride
in
on
my
too.
head. And
Ride on Them for real.
I don't remember the name of it, but the last one.
I'll show it. I like Trust Issues.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one.
But It Ain't Safe.
Okay,
It Ain't Safe.
It Ain't Safe. Number 13, I just remember he, you know, I think he was kind of addressing, like, you know, was it like talking about skinny jean rappers? And
oh, yeah.
Not anything against skinny jeans, but I think it's just kind of, I think it was kind of kind of what he was addressing, all this little non-beef stuff that was kind of being thrown around maybe with another rapper from Sac. But I don't know, like, you know what I mean? I really don't know. It's just, it was the last song, Ride On 'Em, and NorCal were my three favorites. But,
I do. I like NorCal, Ride On 'Em, Trust Issues. And, you know, one thing I did like was the interlude. I like the interlude because I was like, oh, man, having this interlude in there kind of makes it like an interactive CD in a sense, an interactive album, because it's just a beat. So for people who want to, like, practice spinning whatever they got, or just want to cipher, you know, it's there. So you could pop it and be like, oh, check this beat, and like, you know, let's just flow on that one. And it's like interactive, because then you go right back to the music. It's a nice little interlude, if you will. But yeah, so that's like, awesome that you copped their album.
I've been a fan of Lynch since like probably like 95 season, you know, those years. I've seen Doja Click. I still have like Source magazines and rap pages. You know, I seen the ads in there, but never really heard the music. You know, like a lot of it. When I moved to Stockton in 2001, and kind of was like, you know, like at that time, I was still going to buy CDs and stuff, but I think I got like a Tizzle CD, and I'm like, okay, this must be the big guy out here. You know, you got Mac Dre on here, and I really didn't know until I got like a Facebook, and probably like barely 4 or 5 years ago. I really only got it for the music, probably in like 2015. Maybe.
You found out there's a lot more Stockton artists.
Oh yeah. And I started like, you know, Who's the Who and this and that, and then getting on YouTube, and I seen that. Okay, oh, I didn't know that they were from Stockton. You know, I remember seeing the ads back in the day, like, you know, and probably had friends playing a lot of that stuff, and it was, you know, so that's why I was learning. Oh, okay, you know, that's, you know, that the main guys out here, you know, like I have both Tizzle CDs. I just to get a lot of stuff. You come out of the, you know, store, gas station. Hey man, buy this CD. Like Doug's on my payroll. Another guy, can't remember, but he has like a couple Pit Bulls on the CD. It's probably like late '90s. Had like Sugar T on it and stuff. And anything I could find that was from here, I was like, I'll get it, you know, that way, because out here it's like you actually you can meet the people.
Yeah, you can meet the people.
You know, it's like, hey, I got your CD. You bump into them and things like that. So.
When you moved out here 2001, where were you moving from?
San Jose.
Okay, so we actually had a guest yesterday too. She was also from San Jose.
Oh, yeah.
So got a lot of Bay Area. We've always known that the Bay Area people do come in to, you know, it's kind of how actually Stockton was built. We were like the backyard of San Francisco. So all the big dogs out there with big companies and big, you know, whatever they were doing big, they needed kind of a place to go relax and to get away from the hustle and bustle, which is how they created Stockton, which is why you have all these Victorian homes really big, because they have lavish parties that they would throw. So you got ballrooms on third floors, and so that's when you're looking at these Victorians, and that's what you see. It was their backyard, so they come back here, rest, relax, and bring their people, and just be quiet on our parties type thing. But then now as it's grown and time has gone on, all the families that are out in the Bay, and then they're expanding, and now the Bay is getting more expensive, and then they just kind of push out this way. So we are getting a flood of the Bay Area people. But it's great. It's great because we work and mix and mingle between the Bay and here in the Valley, even going up Sacramento, but still the Valley. We all work together, and so to infuse and to live, work, and play together, I think is a great thing. I've lived out in the Bay, but I still come back to Stockton.
Like my family started in Tracy and ended up in Milpitas and kind of around there. And in the year, right around the time I moved, that was the most expensive place to live. And I tried moving out, right? High school, college wasn't my thing. So I was like, work, I'll work, But for $10, $12, $14 out there, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
When
that's
I moved
nothing.
out here, my parents had retired, and I tried to stay down there, and my dad's over here sending me newspaper clippings like, look, man, the rent's like $600 out here. you gotta move over here.
Right.
So I was like, you know what?
That looks appealing.
right. I had a bad breakup and was kind of sofa surfing from like, I'll pay rent here.
That'll do it.
Drop a couple dollars here. I was like, for what I got to lose?
Yeah.
So I came out here, and then
been here ever since.
Right.
Nice.
It was weird. Like, it was about 2 weeks before 9/11 when I moved here.
Man.
I didn't have a license, and it was actually in Linden.
Ooh-wee.
So I was like stuck.
Yeah.
I used to just ride a bicycle around the block for exercise and just watch the news all day. I couldn't dial long. I couldn't even dial Stockton. That was like long distance.
Oh, man.
You had a landline in Linden, like 10 miles away. And like
it's a whole nother place though.
Right, because my parents had just retired, and they was like, oh shit, we're not gonna stay. Oh, excuse me. We're not gonna stay here. And then they were like kind of like they're campers. So we need someone to watch the house. I was like, so in that 3 months, I had time to get my act together, and about within, like 9 months.
And get over the breakup.
Exactly. After 9 months, I was like, I had they call it, the triangle. You got the license in the car, get the job, and it's like, get back on your feet and everything. So I was like, blessed to, just find a job out here, and I tell people that live out there now, like a lot of my friends, is like, Stockton's a place for a lot of opportunity.
Absolutely.
A lot of opportunity.
We're very well-rounded around here as well, because when you were mentioning all the music that you listen to, that's so indicative of the people that we have in our area, and you will find most people in Stockton are well-rounded, and that's why we can go other places, come back, make changes, and or we're able to vibe with other people in other regions of the nation and or the world, because it's like a small little pot. Like San Francisco, you got so many nations in the world, and people, tons of different languages and different cultures here, and then all the different music, and so everybody just really fuses together, and like we learn that, we become part of that. And like you said, you're listening to country, you're listening to rock, you're listening to rap, you're listening to gangster rap, you're listening to straight hip hop, you're listening to all neo soul, jazz, and oldies, funk music. You got a whole plethora, and you're well-rounded, and that has come into play with your music and like what you've been doing. So you're coming out here in 2001, and you're getting situated and whatnot. How did that all come into like where you're going with the direction of your music? Like, were you even thinking of doing music at that time?
No, like at that time, it was like I was saying, I just
10, 11 years out.
Yeah, I was just focused on trying to get on my feet and things out here, and it's like I was in Stockton for about 6 years and moved for 5 out to Modesto, and was like, it was when like the hyphy movement was out. And my wife's cousin is Carlos, that owns C4.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember C4 Records in Stockton. So I used to be in there a lot. And I see the artists in there. He's like, I got these Stiz Nation artists. And then, when that Stockton Gone Wild DVD, which I still have, they were outside of there. And I was like, hey, maybe I got like someone in this music business that could help me if I ever wanted to do it.
Right.
So like the idea was still on the back burner. But it's like, when I actually had time to, because I think, like to be with the artist aspect of it, like, takes a lot of like time. So I was like, what how do I want to portray myself to people? What's the idea they're gonna get at me if they just pick up this CD? You know, all those things came into mind. Like, obviously I swear in my music, but it's like, you know, not too vulgar. If it's a song for ladies, it's not too vulgar. You know, it's like I call it that conundrum. It's like, not really selling out, but it's like,
no, you're not selling out.
I got
you're
wife,
making it. You're making
kids,
it appropriate. You
right?
know?
You know, they're gonna listen to this in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, what's the message? I'm always, you know, I'm definitely always trying to leave. Yeah,
you're just making music that lasts, and
Yeah,
that
you're
everybody can listen
right,
to.
Right.
Yeah, it's not really selling.
You know, it's like some people say, "Man, you want to get on this song?" And it's like, it's a great song. It's just like, you know, I gotta tell them like, oh,
that
man,
content, like that hook right there, is like not really something I really want to talk about.
Right. You know, I was like, man, I got a wife, and this sounds like it's for a single guy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Hey,
can rock that.
You got to take care of yours first.
You know, but that's really awesome that you keep that in mind, because that's like honoring and respecting like that family nucleus that you have. That you're like, hey, I'm protecting my people. I'm protecting like what I have going on, and you only can flourish and succeed through that, because then, you know, you let people know like what your standards are, and when they really want to work with you, they're gonna say, yeah, we'll get on this together, because, you know, it's more my speed, and it's more what I'm looking to like allow my wife and my children, my family to hear. That was one of the reasons why I actually took out cussing for my music, is because my mom, like, she would listen to my music, and you know, she recently is a stroke survivor, so she's more emotional. She doesn't really have like all her words all the time, but so she emotes, and like what she does have, so she was like, oh, nasty, like, why all that, your mouth nasty. And I just thought, I was like, you know, all the cussing. She was like, yeah, why? She was, and so, and I thought about that, and she was like telling me, you know, she didn't want me to do that, and I thought, you know, to respect and honor my family, and let them know, like, I want you to support me. I want you to enjoy the music that I'm putting out as well. So I'm going to honor her like that, and I'm going to do my best not to put cussing in my music, because I want her to enjoy and know and be proud, like, oh, my baby did that. You know, just like your wife would be like, yeah, that's my man. Like, and the kids are like, yeah, that's my dad. And then they can go and share it with their friends, and the friends go and share it, and if they're playing it in their house, because my kids do that, and then like their friends are like, oh man, you know, and so they can go and they can share it. The parents of those children who then hear it cannot be upset, because there is no cussing, and the content is quality, and or something that maybe they'll get a message out of it, and the parents can only appreciate that as well.
You know, you, back in the day, you didn't even have to really have a situation like this, because there were so much different types of hip hop.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's been these music companies have brought it down to one or two single genres. But there was conscious hip hop. There was for everybody.
Yeah.
Now you have to make sure you decipher who you are, because it's not, you don't have a group of people that do a lot.
Too.
Yeah, because you get bulked into one hip hop, and everybody thinks
they call it rap, and it's like, okay, yes, we understand, like, you want to call it rap, but hip hop, lyricism with hip hop and rap can be a little bit more harsh, and like maybe more dirty and grimy in the lyrics, and like the way maybe they want to come at it, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, now hip hop. I drew this picture one time. I had a thought about like the whole hip hop culture and the music aspect of it. So I drew this umbrella that said hip hop, and all these little strings that came out of it, and it was like rap, like trap. You have like the conscious. You have you know, all these different ones I put in there. So that's like that's how I visualize it. That's how I see it. So yeah.
I still think we lack the amount of genres of rock though. When I walk in the record store, it's rap, hip hop, and it's a couple rows. When I turn around, it's like rock, indie, metal,
reggae,
hardcore.
world
You know what I mean?
music.
It's like there's so many more releases for them. Friday comes, 15 CDs out. You know, when hip hop for the readers is like 3, if that. You know what I mean? It's like we got that one section. It doesn't matter where you go. But I think it's getting there, you know. It's like, that's why I go back to the DJ thing. It's like, if we wanted to be the DJ, I remember I used to get frustrated when for instance, like, It Was a Good Day. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard that beats Ice Cube, and the guy's like, no. That's
It goes
an old.
back.
Exactly.
It goes back.
You know, I used to be like, then I had to go do my homework now on everything. So
Like,
that no
where
one
they
could-
sample that from?
Exactly.
Right?
You know,
But
it's
that
like-
doesn't. I don't think that happens as much anymore.
Oh man, I hear
Yeah.
producers trying to sell beats, and it's just a sample, and
Oh,
this
man.
20-year-old kid ain't gonna know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Like,
they don't do the
I've
original.
seen a post where it's like, man, the beat I bought's on this Gatorade commercial, and I'm like, man, that's 93 till. Like, you know, like everybody knows that.
That's
Like,
why
not
I
if you're
don't-
born in
yeah.
2003
Right,
or whatever.
right.
That's why I
Yeah.
really try not to pick up beats that are already pre-made, or like datpiff.com. You know, you can go pick up beats that are pre-made, or other people just have stuff in their archives, and be like, here. I like to sit with an artist, or I call them artists too, the producers, the beat makers, because they are artists. And make a beat if we can, or if something that I know is original that I've seen, that we can alter it and like say we'll change a little sound here or there, and I will know that it's more original. I prefer the original beats.
Right.
Even if we're sampling, I want to know, like, okay, I want to be a part of like choosing a sample if I can. But you know, for the most part, it is what it is. And if somebody can bring something original, because I had a bad experience with this one cat that was out of Kentucky, and like they had given me a beat, and they're like, yeah, go ahead and use it. And the beat they got was from cats out of New York. So New York was giving these cats beats, and so they were like, yeah, go ahead and use it. And so when I went and I did a show, I actually ended up performing out in St. Louis, and because it was their show that they were throwing, they came from Kentucky, and they were putting together, and so they got these artists together and were like, yeah, since you rocked with us already, and you already did some work with us, you want to go ahead and be on the show. I was like, yeah, I'll lay it down, I'll go be on the show and do those songs, and since it was like, their beats, I'm gonna honor that and be like, okay, well, I'm gonna do the songs that I did, with them, with those beats. This one cat was so cold. Like, he was like, yeah, I gave that to somebody else. And I was like, really? I was like, I just performed that. And, that kind of like was a slap in the face. So I was just like, never again am I just going to take somebody's beat to be like, here, just take that one. Especially if it's been given to them from somebody else. So that's a good point.
I've seen, like I was saying, I'm like, hey, this is a sample. How are you charging for something you haven't cleared?
Yeah.
I understand how it works. So it's like the way I'll go about it is, because I list all the producers. I try to, at least get in contact with them. Yeah. I'll
at least give them the credit where credit's due.
Right. I'll be the first to admit, I cut corners where I can. I'm pressing up CDs and stuff. If there's free beats with producers that, hey man, go on my Instagram, it's like free beats, whatever, I'm checking them out. See what I can get. Other people may use it, other people may not. But most of the people that use them, I bet they're just that song's just sitting on their phone.
Yeah.
It's not, they're not doing nothing with it. And it's like, out of all these songs I made, I think I've been flagged one time for a song. And I told the guy, it's like, come on, man, you're using a sample, and you're going to flag me over something you haven't cleared. I was like, but I'm not going to argue with it. I give you all the credit, they even tell them, like, I give them the links and everything for the guys I work with. So, and then I'm not one that's like, shoot me free beats. They're free all over the place. So, and then a lot of guys want to work with you if you see that you're actually doing something with it, and then, you build a relationship or...
a way I check beats now, I Shazam them. So I'll put I'll put somebody's album on, and I'll go through each song, and I'll put Shazam on, and so I'll hit Shazam, and if another song pops up and it's not theirs, and I'm like,
you're not messing with it.
Yeah, I'm not messing with it. I won't even put it in rotation or anything like that, because I'm like, it's already somebody else's, and I don't know if it's cleared. I don't know what the situation is. But when I popped yours in, every single one of them was like, with a will. I was like, good to go. I was like, yep, we're going to use these. And because it's all legit. So thank you for making sure that your stuff is like, on point, it's legit. You got all those clearances. You're making sure like everything is taken care of on that business aspect. So you do that for yourself.
Right.
With it, and so making sure that it's up. So it's up on iTunes. You get Hustle and Grow Up on iTunes, Nutrients for the Soul, and also Out of the Jar. I also wanted to touch on really quickly, because now that you're here, I see that you are having a show tonight out in Modesto at the other place, the other spot.
Yes.
So that's going to be starting tonight. It's a free show, 9:00, and that's on a tour. So for a tour that you guys you're doing.
Yeah, actually, I'm just part of the last leg. It's Johnny Watt and J Rock's tour.
Misery.
Yeah, with the special guest Misery, and I don't know if it's the last leg, But they're on their way. I believe it was like a 10-city tour.
Okay.
And I believe those artists were from Montana.
Oh,
so
nice.
they're coming out here, part of their leg, and I'm just lucky to be on it. So shout outs to them.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, and thanks for making your way out here to Cali. So that is going to be, again, in Modesto at The Other Spot. The Other Spot is located at 2003 Yosemite Boulevard. The door's going to be opening. The show's going to be starting at 9 o'clock, and it's called the Mystic Madness Tour. So they're heading through, and you can catch Wizzill live. So if you guys want to head out there, again, it's free. So I don't know if it's payday for you guys. It's payday for some people, not payday for everybody. It's payday for some people. If it is, head on out there and catch a free show. Check out a local artist, meet him, greet him. Say what's up to him. Let him know that you heard him here on KXVS, the morning show, Rise and Shine 209. That you were looking forward to meeting him. Cop a CD. He's gonna have his CDs out there. You guys can grab those. So how much are your CDs? And they can grab them out there.
Oh man, I got them for the deal. 2 for $5, 2 for $5, 3 for $10.
Too easy, you guys. It's good. You guys will enjoy some of this music here. If you don't enjoy all of it, you'll find something in there that you do like.
Right, or you can go to iTunes and just be picky and get 1 or 2 if you want.
That's true too. Yep. So on iTunes, where else do you have it? Reverb Nation.
Oh, Reverb. My YouTube channel, Pothead Media, and that's for those MP3ers out there that those pirators.
Hey, a lot of people do that for a very long time.
I'll take the views. I'll take the views.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, everything helps with those stats and those numbers. It's like if people are checking it out, at least they can get a review in there and let you know. What
I try to stay organic too. So,
that's right. we have a little game that we want to go on, and so there is a new little game that this particular company is doing. So Spearmint, this is going to be from Spearmint Rain 5, I guess. So it's 5. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's 5. So there's a game. It's called Truth or Dare. Choose a stick and take a chance. So let's all grab one of these because I think this is going to be kind of interesting. They have these things on their wrappers, so it's part of the game. Oh, I'll take that one. Okay, so on here, if you guys take a look at it, there's a wrapper and on gum 5, and it's a Truth or Dare. Does it say Truth or Dare? And mine particularly says Truth. What language do you wish you could speak? Me, I'm gonna say all of them because I have always been a big fan of communication forever, and I think it's kind of like a fixation of mine to the point where I buy old school phones. Communication is my thing, and I've always wanted to learn as many languages as possible because my whole thought was I can communicate with more people in the world. The more languages I know, I could talk to as many people in the world and get to know we can just do more business, more everything. And so I would say all languages. But now Cantonese and Mandarin Chinese is really big because there's big business right there, and Spanish because we got a whole lot of big business in the Latin culture.
And like I was saying earlier, Stockton is 40% Hispanic.
Yes, so Spanish.
I always say if you learn Spanish, then you know Portuguese.
Yeah,
you know French.
Spain Spanish.
You'll speak Italian. It's all the same language, pretty much similar. You can depict
changing
at least
the vowels.
50% of it.
Even German,
Latin.
German, you can kind of pick up some of that. So what does one of yours say?
Oh man, I'm still deciding.
Well, another one of mine says, while you're deciding, says screen grab your Facebook search history and upload it to your feed. Oh, let's see. Screen grab your Facebook search. Okay, so that would be up in
whatever you search on Facebook.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Let me see. I can probably try that. That's a dare.
Well, mine says upload the 5th pic in your deleted album to Instagram.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I have a deleted album.
You don't delete any of your pictures?
They don't save, I don't think. Let's see. I'll show the 5th picture in Instagram.
Who's your carrier? Or what kind of phone is it? iPhone or Android?
Android.
Okay, so I know in the iPhone we do have a section. If I were to go here and then I have trash recently deleted, so recently deleted in the albums.
Oh yeah, see Instagram, videos, pictures,
photo loads, screenshots, gift downloads, Facebook. Okay, yeah. So yours are a little different. So I guess Androids are a little different from your deleted photos. But yeah, if you were to do that, so you guys can play along. If you guys want, you guys can go ahead and get your 5th. Okay, wait.
Oh, here's a good one. It says,
Let's
if
see
you
how
could
it goes.
switch places with any of your friends, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one.
I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love my life. I'm married and
But just to answer the question.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
Who
you know,
would it be?
I got a good friend. His name's Jimmy. He lives out in Fresno.
Okay.
You know.
Shout out Jimmy.
Shout outs to Jimmy. I got his name in all my albums too.
There you go.
You know, he was the best man in my wedding.
Okay.
You know,
That makes sense.
You
That
know,
makes sense.
so he's got kids. You know, good girls. So it's like
So it's
almost
like a similar thing. So you're not
right,
really leaving
it would
your
almost
comfort
be
zone.
like switching
You're staying in your
places.
comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah. You know
Okay,
what
that's
I
a
mean?
safe answer,
Right,
actually,
right,
because
right.
you still got the married life with kids. You know, you're still doing your thing.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think
we
that's-
still hang out too.
yeah.
We've been friends probably since like I don't know, 20 years, maybe like 1997. So
Alex, what does yours
96.
say?
Mine says what? Okay, there's 2. What can you do with your tongue?
Tie a cherry thing in a knot.
I've never tried that. I can blow the O's.
Okay.
Smoke.
Okay.
And
Wait, smoke some O's. Wow.
what's your biggest fear?
Oh man.
Waking up and mustard being the only thing left to eat.
Well, I hope you guys can find some fun if you guys go grab a new package of 5 gum. And while you're doing it, head out to Modesto to check out Wizzill on the show. It's going to be in Modesto at the other spot at 2003 Yosemite. It's at 9 o'clock is when it starts. And it's a free show. You can grab his album, Hustle and Grow, Nutrients for the Soul, or Will, Out of the Jar. So I hope you guys have enjoyed hanging out with us. This is Wizzill Will in the house. He's a local rap artist, and he is here to entertain us and give us some fun music and education on some marijuana. So
Much love.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
Peace. It's Rise and Shine 209 KXVS Morning Show Station with your girl RawNe. This is Alex and Wizzill Will.
Wizzill Will.
Be back next week.
All
Have
right.
a good weekend.
Peace.
You're listening to the voice of Stockton on KXVS.
Cooking soda.
I'll never quit.